live.
We are live. It's been a long time. I feel like out of sorts.
It has been.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Pro Cheerleading Podcast Cheer Chat for this week's episode. Sorry about last week. It is what it is. But this week, the episode's called "Let Me Blow Your Mind" by EVE. I love her. She's a Scorpio too. I keep
What? Your friend?
No, sorry, Eve, the rapper. The rapper.
Well, last week was Makiva's birthday, so hopefully you reached out to her and wished her a happy birthday because she deserved that.
Who did. That was super sweet. Thank you, thank you, thank you. 1 year older, wiser, older, but no, it was great. And this week's episode, we're talking to an old friend of mine named Adrienne Santalari. She is a former Sixers dancer for 12 awesome seasons, and she kind of went up the ranks for the organization, ended up being a coach there as well. So you'll get to have that interview later on, but we have a lot to catch up on a little bit. Cheer chat. So what have you guys been up to? It's like Veterans Day just passed. Hopefully everybody did something to celebrate the men and women of the armed forces. I think it's a very special time.
Totally. And Seahawks totally blew out the freaking
49ers.
Yes, they killed it.
Oh
seriously.
My gosh.
So that was like such a great game to watch.
It
was
nuts.
That was Monday night, right?
Yeah,
Yes, totally Monday night. You just got back from your trip to New Orleans.
No, that was so great. I wish I could have stayed longer because the Falcons played the Saints Sunday when I left. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to stay for that. And that was a big upset because the Falcons won. It was crazy. The NFL gets juicy this time of year. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
So it's fun.
I think I really enjoyed New Orleans, obviously. It's just such a happy place for me because the food is amazing. I ate and had a really, really good time.
Well, you look amazing too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Like extra fluffy, extra fluffy.
I have like really chapped lips and I'm sick, but anyways.
Oh my gosh. No, I felt sick coming off the airplane. You know, it's just that time of year. Everybody's got the sniffles and the allergies. I think there's like the fall seasonal allergies. So take care of yourselves, you guys. I know I probably sound, actually I was sick during the interview with Adrienne. That's when I felt my worst, I think, was Sunday. So, you know, if I sound like a dead fish, that's kind of, what do dead fish sound like? I don't know. You know what I mean? If I sound out of it, that's why. But it was a super cool conversation that we can't wait to share with you. But first, we'll dive into
some cheer chats.
So,
okay, let's do it.
Rewinding a little bit, I think it was last week that we finally hit our number that we had our eyes on for a while. 20,000 downloads.
High five.
Yay. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I know we had the Cheerversary and just a lot building up to celebrating that moment. So thank you to everyone that we've interviewed. Gosh, you guys helped make the podcast what it is. I mean, you know, we started out and it was just us talking about topics about our space, but to be able to, you know, interview people that we look up to and have such great content for you guys to consume, and you guys actually consumed it. Like, thank you.
I know 20,000 is a big number. Like,
it's crazy.
We wanted to reach it by our Cheerversary, but nonetheless we hit it like less than a week later. So we were just a few days off, but yeah, we appreciate the support. In a year's time, that's a big deal. So
we thank you all for helping us get there. It's huge, and it gives just a nice little mwah to our 1 year Cheerversary. So thank you guys so much. I had to shout that out. And then just like, we're noticing, I think with everything going on, sometimes it gets a little crazy, but we also don't want to take for granted all of the new followers on social media or new listeners to the podcast. You know, you start to see a trend, and maybe it's like a team, maybe somebody discovered it and maybe they share it with everybody, but I think it's the Dallas Sidekicks dancers. I started noticing that we were getting some follows for them. So hi everybody. Who else? Like, just some interesting teams that we would never know about, but it was the Niagara Ice Girls was one of them, and Jacksonville Jewels. I'm looking because I don't know the names very well. But just that we're trying to open it as broadly as possible, right? So we appreciate you guys following, and for any of the individual accounts for some of these teams, we'll try to follow as much as we can as well, because it's kind of hard to try to keep up with everything and everybody. But reach out to us, let us know any exciting things going on with your teams, and we'll be watching and keeping up with his sidelines, right?
Yeah.
Trying to anyway.
I know. I feel like we've been so busy, but
yeah,
we're definitely trying to keep up with it. And we're about to wrap up our 1 year celebration season. Season 4, right?
Season 4 wraps next week. So our interview with Janine Samuels is next week, and we're super excited about that. It was just such a great interview that we thought it kind of should just serve as our season finale, because it was just such an inspirational tip to end everything on. So stay tuned for that, because you're in for a really good treat. I think everybody will be just super motivated after listening to her episode. So, and then that's kind of it for a while.
I know, right?
So, we thank you for just sticking with us this 4th season, and again, just sharing the spreading the word about the podcast and sharing it with your friends and all of that. We just appreciate you a lot.
Right, and you kind of wanted to touch on the fact that we're looking to expand just across cheerleading in general. So we definitely kind of want to touch on college cheer, right?
Yeah, what do you guys think about that? Because we're covering pro cheerleading and pro dance, right? But knowing that, the generations, and I think that was really something that comes up in the interview with Adrian, everything's constantly evolving, and knowing that the college cheerleaders and dancers are the future of our industry, right? So that would expand the scope of what we covered in a way that almost makes my head spin. But at the same time, it's exciting to think about trying to at least make an attempt to cover some of the college dance teams. We know they have the competition in Florida every year. But I think a lot of the people that we've interviewed that are choreographers work with some of those teams. So we're going to get your thoughts. I don't know, let us know. Do you think we should try to incorporate the college world into the pro cheerleading world for now, at least in terms of just trying to follow it?
I think that'd be fun.
I think so too.
Let's go to one of the competitions, one of the big ones.
That would be kind of fun.
That would be really fun.
Actually,
we should. Why not?
Why can't it coincide with Pro Bowl, and then we can just do all of it together?
Right.
That would be ideal.
Perfect.
Orlando's kind of far, but it would be exciting to watch, because that was, all the dopest choreographers. I know Michelle and Shannon Perez, they're all super involved with, all that stuff over there. But yeah, because this is what led into that, was looking at this article that came up on my feed about concussions in cheerleading, and not necessarily just college. There's high school cheerleaders, there's obviously competition cheerleaders, there's a whole world of cheerleaders out there, and concussions is a big problem that's not really getting the attention that it deserves. And so we'll share a link to a video. I think it was Inside Edition that did a video interviewing 4 women that had some really gruesome concussions, head injuries from stunting. And we're seeing stunting moving into pro cheerleading with the Titans. I mean, the Ravens have been doing it, but it's something that scares the bejesus out of me.
I wouldn't do any kind of pro cheerleading if it was high school or college, to be honest. When people ask, do you do the flips, do you do the stunts, and all that stuff, I'm no, we don't. We just dance. And I mean, just saying just dance kind of cuts it short, but we definitely aren't doing the crazy athletic tossing and stuff that high schoolers are doing
in college,
and they're expecting other high schoolers to catch them. That's kind of mind-blowing. That,
well, and the part that makes it so crazy, and you'll hear it in the video, is just that it'd be one thing if we had the medical personnel that's on hand to administer care. And the part that really was striking was one of the girls mentioned that as cheerleaders, you're expected to bounce back up off the ground near death and just keep it pushing. You're supposed to smile, you're not supposed to complain. They don't have access to trainers, they don't have the medical attention that they should be getting. I mean, they're young enough to maybe be on their parents' insurance and stuff, but when you think about pro cheerleaders, and I'm hoping that with the Ravens and the Titans that they provide that support for their cheerleaders, especially when it comes to injuries, because crap happens. You're outside, I think the Titans and the Ravens have an outdoor stadium.
Just even high school football players get more medical attention and time in the gym and whatnot, more access to more resources to stay healthy than dancers and cheerleaders. It's starting young, and it's making us not want to speak out when we do go to that professional level to ask for that help, because it's never been given to us.
Exactly, and it's something that needs to be provided, especially when you're involved in a lot more riskier activity, and it's just something that, you know, and the NBA also has stunt teams too. So this is something that's, I think, for people who are in high school, college, you're seeing a way to continue that as part of your career, but just understanding the risks, because I think it scares me. I don't know. When I was cheering at Georgetown, I'll never forget, and Tiffany Bacon, I know that's her last name now. She was a former Redskins cheerleader, but we danced together at Georgetown. But I will never forget, it was a game inside, you know, the arena on campus, and it was just, she just got dropped, literally, like hard as hell on the court. And you know, you are taught, like, you just get up, and she bounced up and just kept it pushing, but she was hurt. Like, it's just something that's always scared me.
Did I meet her?
Yes.
Okay.
At the audition.
She totally was a flyer. Like, petite, beautiful woman. So.
Yep. She was from California.
But it's, you don't want to mess up that routine. Like, you don't want to mess up the rest of your teammates. So you kind of just like keep it pushing and act like.
So much pressure to act like nothing happened. And I just remember I wanted to stand there and look, because I was just like, it just was such a huge splat. And, you know, it's just something that breaks my heart and scares me. And I always would like, let me flip. I'll flip all day long. At least it's just me. I could do everything right, and my partner can drop me on my head. Like, I just was never really okay with it. I hated it. I hated it so much. Like,
you just preferred tumbling on your own.
I did.
Right? Yeah. Okay.
I mean,
I'll drop into the splits in the front and point, but I'm not gonna like get thrown in the air.
No, thank
Which
you.
you're a perfect flyer too, because you're petite and you know.
My partner. I mean, I'm going way off topic, but my partner. This huge guy, Alex. I probably had plenty of room to land on him because he was humongous, just buff and huge. But we would be in the air, like, who are all these cheerleaders out here who know, like, you know, they throw you up and they catch your feet. I hated this one.
You did that?
Oh, yeah, I hated it, but I did. But my thing was the chair. Just let me sit on your hand. I got plenty back there. You could just, I feel safe. I feel secure. But with doing hands or whatever they call it now, maybe it's not the same thing. Like, he would want to extend me, but I was, so literally we are arguing in the air because he would want to.
I would bend at the knees and just fall back.
No, you can't do that. But like, I would be pushing my feet down so that he could not try to lift me. But I'm like, do not do it. Like, we would argue in the air because he was a good stunter and he really wanted to do more exciting things. But
he wanted you to trust him.
He was my partner. I trusted him, but no, I trusted him to hold my butt. That was the extent of it. Anyway, the point is, we feel for you guys and really just want to raise the awareness. I mean, there's really not much you can do except start demanding help, like, especially using your parents. Like, these parents should really be trying to push for, you know, adequate care for and medical attention to be accessible to these girls during practice and not just games. And, you know, just take care of yourselves. It's a dangerous sport, and it's amazing to watch. It's super. Like, I'm curious, we have to reach out to Michelle and talk to her, like, even for the Blazer stunt team that they have, and there are other teams in the NBA that have stunt teams. Like, that's a hard court, man. Like, it's not turf football.
And they're up in the high levels doing those lifts.
Oh my God,
when we saw that, we were getting scared. I was like, wait, they're not going to lift her! Like, and
they stunt in the, like,
I don't know how to explain
it either. There's different platforms in the arena, so they're actually up high, and Lord knows how much space they're working with. Like, in terms of the width of their platforms, it's super impressive. But god dang, I refused to look after a while because I just got too nervous. I don't want to end on that topic, but it was just something that made me think, like, maybe we should try to broaden who we're talking about, because that is something that actually does weave right up into, you know, pro cheerleading, and dance. So they better start giving us some dang on health benefits. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
we need a union, guys. I mean, let's just. Next season, right? We'll talk more about unionization next season. Anyway, I think that was kind of Cheer Chat.
That was Cheer Chat.
Brittany and I were talking because, you know, this Let Me Blow Your Mind episode with Adrian, just so you guys know a little bit about Philly. Like, Philly's got, like, I love it. I mean, I went to law school there, and it's got this, like, edge to it. You know, it's different from the New York edge, too. It's a very, like, matter-of-fact, a little bit in your face, and, you know, like, get over yourself kind of mentality. And it kind of, you'll hear it in the interview, but I just really I'm excited for you guys to hear Adrian's perspective, because 12 years in the NBA with the Sixers, and moving into leadership roles and just kind of seeing the evolution of the industry. Her perspective was really unique, and we all been not preaching to the choir, but kind of everybody has similar opinions about things, but this is a little bit different, and it may not be something that you would have thought, but once you listen to her, you're like, oh shit, well, she's got a point. It's one of those things where it's kind of like the truth behind the palms, like the real deal Holyfield, and I love her for that. She's just so amazing, and she's had a tremendous amount of success, and I just think once again this platform is like trying to give a chance to hear these stories, because there's so many greats. Like Lindsay Rosenberg comes to mind, where she just kind of was giving us like a little history of pro cheerleading, and like it's not that old of an industry, you guys, and there's not like a Wikipedia page for it where you can get like the breakdown of what teams popped up when, and like who the big players were that became choreographers or directors. And so I find it fascinating. I just think she had a lot to offer the conversation, and she's so funny. Her accent, so funny. Her everything, like I just was all over it.
You're so right. She's just the real deal. Like, she just says it how it is, and I think it gives a different perspective to a lot of other opinions we've been hearing for the last 3-4 seasons. So it's definitely worth a listen.
Yeah.
And we're
to share it
open to some feedback from you guys,
Yeah, that's always the best part. Like, let us know what you think, and I think the more it generates discussion, the better, because luckily things have been a little quieter. We haven't had a lot of news to erupt
which is good.
No news is good news. But yeah, let's just keep the dialogue going. We have some really, I wish there was a Pro Cheerleading Hall of Fame. I told Adrienne, like, she would be one that I would put her in there, because that's a huge feat to be with one team for that long, and at a time where you're helping build something and establish what is there today, or kind of like not there today. I'm still not clear on whether there's a Sixers team or not. Sixers dance team. But regardless, enjoy this episode. We missed you, and we got one more episode, you guys. One great episode in store for you next week at a regular time. This is a little late. I'm going to edit and then,
get it to you when we get it to you.
It's coming, we promise. But in the meantime, keep
your eyes
on the sidelines. And enjoy these games, you guys. The NBA's popping, NFL's popping. There are some other sports obviously popping that during the off season we're going to definitely try to catch up on, so that we can start getting you guys to talk to us next season.
Yeah, and we're heading to the Bay Area this weekend, so
oh my God,
check me, boo. Like, who's gonna holler at us?
Let's just hope Brittany and I get on the goddamn plane. Whether we're intoxicated or not, who knows? But we're going full Raiders mode. Like, I want the outfit. I hear the weather's gonna be popping with 70s and stuff. Like,
oh, can't wait.
I'm just going to make my daddy proud.
I'm wearing all black. I think I'm gonna buy a Raiders hat, baseball cap. I think.
Keep it incognito.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you gonna get?
I don't know. I want like a jacket. Like, I want like
a bomber jacket.
I want a bomber jacket.
Me too. Whatever Makima gets, I'm gonna get.
No, but I'm so
2 sizes
excited.
bigger. Okay.
We're going so early. We're gonna tailgate. Like, this time we won't be in Seahawks gear, so it should ideally be a lot more fun for us. They aren't too mean to us.
Raiders.
We're ready.
Yeah.
We will see you in the Bay, and we can't wait to watch the Raiderettes. Thank you again to Danielle for the tickets and offering to pick us up from the airport. Like, you are an angel. Thank you. We're so excited. Super excited.
She's going to be hungover at the game. No, she's not.
She's not. She's an angel. We're going to have dinner, a nice civilized dinner.
We're going to go to Red Robin and keep it classy. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my gosh.
We're going to keep her in line.
Oh yeah.
I mean, she's not crazy. Okay.
No. She's a rookie. She's going to be good. She's going to be good. But thank you so much. We are so excited to see you beautiful ladies perform. And the Raiders have been doing it too. So it's going to be a good game. They're playing the Bengals. Or Bengal, not the Bengals.
They are, huh?
They're playing the Bengals, so I would imagine it would be a very successful game for the Raiders.
What are you trying to say?
The Bengals are still winless, I think. They have not won a game.
Opposite of the 49ers.
We love you, Bengals, but that must really be tough to not have one win. But keep
your hope alive, but after this game.
Maybe it'll be
wow,
the one
we're mean.
No, we're not. It's getting competitive. After the San Francisco 49ers game,
people are coming.
Yeah, it's getting down to the compound. So
yeah.
I talk my shit, so hey,
Hey.
Come at me. No, I'm just kidding.
We're gonna check us, boo.
All right, you guys have a great week, and we'll get this up for you ASAP.
Yay!